Okay. Charlie, let's talk about draws. You've had a lot recently. They obviously only had a point to your tally, but they keep you unbeaten. Is it a bit of a tightrope between the emotions when you're drawing so many games?
No, I think, like you say, at this part of the season, it's nice to pick up points. Obviously, when you're at home, you want the 3. But no, we feel like we're playing well enough, and the opportunities will come. Created, a few big chances on Tuesday night. We never managed to take them, but again, second half performance, I was really pleased with the lads, and we look forward to another tough challenge on Saturday.
Are you seeing them execute's a big word, I think, in coaching, executing those things, particularly defensively, that you're sending them out to do it?
Yeah, of course. I think before we come in the building, obviously the goals and the tally was the goals that we lost. We now seem to be back-to-back clean sheets, which is obviously going to give the back five the confidence, but that starts from the front, and ultimately in midweek you need your goalkeeper, who for me has been excellent, making big saves for you, and let's say that makeshift back 3 at the top end, at the back end of the week was difficult, but they managed with that well, and we're ready for Charlton, and it'll be a good match.
You used the word makeshift there. In some way, obviously you'd want all your players fit and available.
Yeah.
But in some ways, is it very satisfying when you can keep a clean sheet and do those things right with a slightly patched together team?
Again, it's about keeping the lads concentrated in terms of the ones that are not playing, being engaged in what we're trying to do and the tactics, and when they're ready to come in, they come in and they slot in. Rooney came on at Charlton, Stevenage in the week, last Saturday, and was magnificent. Deserves the opportunity to stay in the team. And again, the lads, Ben Hennigan coming in from illness, Brendan having to go and play on that left-hand side. So they become a unit, and it's important that when they go in the team, they understand each role, what each individual has to do, and they've done that really well in the last couple of games.
Are you at the point now where you kind of know what to expect? It feels like it's been very up and down all season. Are you kind of finding that happy medium where whoever you pick, you kind of pretty much know what you're going to get from them?
Yeah, and I think that comes from consistent messages from the coaches and the staff that this is what we want, this is what we expect. We demand a lot from them, but ultimately, professional footballers, they've got to expect that in this environment. But it's important that they know when they walk on the pitch what they're doing, and they trust what we're trying to do, trust the principles of the team, what we're trying to do, the shape, in and out of possession, and that's what will cause teams problems.
Is 6 points close enough to consider it achievable again? I know you've always believed it's achievable, but we've talked about the outside world and people...
No, even when I was 12 points behind, I believed in it, and I'll still believe it now. I believe that my team can win enough games from now to end the season to get safe. But we have to focus on the next match. There's no point in getting too far ahead of yourself. We'll look forward to Charlton come, who are on a good run themselves. Nathan's come into the building and he's given them a bit of life to where they are. And I went to watch them at Cheltenham a couple of weeks ago, and they played well, and obviously winning at the weekend. So their confidence is high. But we're at home and we have to make an impact on the match. And we'll look to go and have a go and try and win the game.
How's the confidence in your dressing room? Because we talked about draws, but it also means you're on an unbeaten run. That must help.
Yeah, of course. I think we're 5 or 6 unbeaten now, and that's key to where we are. But what I will say is that they have to really go and try and make an effect on the opponent. And if you do that, and we know we can with the players that we have in the top end of the pitch, it will give us a better chance of winning the football match. And if you're keeping clean sheets at the back, and you've got that firepower up the top, then obviously we've got a good chance to win the game.
I've heard it said before individual games where there's an underdog, and the underdog says, we have to play well, we have to hope they had a bit of an off day, we need a little bit of luck. Does that apply over the course of the remainder of the season now? If your team plays well, if the opposition perhaps don't play as well as they can, if you get a bit of fortune?
No, I think if we play well, it gives us a better chance to win the game. I respect each opponent, I respect each manager, but I believe if we are on our A game and we play well, then there'll be a positive outcome in the game, and that's important, that we as a group are ready to really make an impact in the last few games of the season. So I look at what my team can do, what we can do in and out of possession, and if we do that really well, then we'll have a better chance of winning football matches.
Is that a point that you've had to, over the period of time you've been here, repeat and emphasise to the players? Believe in yourselves?
Yeah, of course you do, because ultimately like I said previously, I'm the third manager this season, and so confidence was obviously low, and I had to build that up, and I had to build the trust of the players, and we had to build the trust of them. Again, they understand what we want, and every player that comes on the pitch or is on the side, they're engaged in what we're trying to do, and we need them to really buy into it. There's 6 weeks left of the season, and it's a great challenge for us as a group to really go and make an impact in this league.
I've asked you this before, and I think the answer will be the same. Are you enjoying it? I feel like you're really energised by it.
Yeah, no, I buzz off it. I think it's the big moments as a player. It's what I relished, and I relish these big games and these big moments. And there'll be no prouder person at the end of the season when we achieve what we've set out to on the 31st of December when we come in the building, and we look forward to the few games that are coming up. And if we can't enjoy this, then you're in the wrong game. I come into management to be successful, to win games, but ultimately to make my players better and improve, and I hope that we've done that so far, and we'll look to try and do that to the rest of the season as well.
I noticed you changed the word "if" to "when" we achieve this. Then
yeah,
is that the only option for you?
It's the only option. It's the only option for this football club is to be in League One. It's been there. It's the longest serving League One club, and that's our drive, that we want to be in League One, and we'll do everything we can to be there. And let's say when we do that, then it'll be an unbelievable achievement from the family to Steve to Will, to the staff, to the players. It'll be an incredible achievement, and we'll look forward to that at the end of the season.
The run that Charlton are on at the moment has kind of taken them away from the relegation equation. Can you take some inspiration from that if you can continue your own run? Yeah,
and I think if you look at their squad, Nathan's inherited a very good squad, and the quality that they have. It was not so long ago Nathan Jones was managing the Premier League. I've worked with him, so I know how he wants to work. And let's say I've been to seen them against Cheltenham. We've watched a few videos of them. They're an aggressive team. They want to play in the front foot. They've got good players in Connor Coventry and Alfie May. So we'll keep saying it. Individuals in games can win you, but again, they'll know coming here that we're in good form. We've got good players, and it'll be a tough challenge for both teams.
You mentioned Nathan Jones and his career arc there. Says a lot about management and coaching, doesn't it? That you have so many highs and you can have so many lows, and find yourself in the position that he's in now.
Yeah, of course. But again, what you got to say is where he began his career in terms of with Brighton, and his playing career allowed that to happen. Getting an opportunity at Luton, that was obviously done a wonderful job there. Coming to Stoke, maybe never worked for him or didn't work for him. Took a step back, went back to Luton. Was very unlucky that he left at the time that Rob went in, and was very, very successful. But he laid the foundations to Luton to allow them to be where they are now. And he got the opportunity to go to Southampton, which is a wonderful club. And he's had a brilliant career. Still very young in terms of management. A lot of games behind himself, but in terms of being young and energetic, enthusiasm is second to none. And I'm looking forward to coming up against him.
I was going to say, what's it going to be like coming up against him, sort of on a level playing field in management?
Well, the good thing about it is I know that he can't leave me at the team, so that's one of the things that it'll be important. When he first came into Stoke, first day of the season, the first day he came in, we'd done a bit of a rondo in the middle of the box, and he'll tell the story as well that I slid in and I actually left one on him first day of the season, the first training session as a player, and he was obviously the manager. But we speak about it all the time when we spoke. I was lucky enough to speak to him a couple of months just before I came in here, and I used his experiences of a young coach trying to go in the game, trying to be a number one, and he gave me a lot of good insight and good detail in terms of what I should look out for and what to do. And he's always a coach that if I wanted to pick the phone up to, I always know that he'll speak to me. And he's been had a great career as a manager, and let's say he'll want to try and build Charlton because it's a big club.
Will you want to leave one on him metaphorically this
Absolutely, absolutely. I won't leave one on him, and I want 3 points. But again, we know it's going to be a tough challenge, and you know, I look forward to coming up against them.
And you touched on a couple of makeshift areas of your team. Has that situation changed in the couple of days that we've had since midweek?
No, not really. No, we have a couple of injuries from midweek, which we'll assess in the next day or so, and we'll see what team we put together for Saturday.